Hey everybody, it's time for another drawing tutorial, and today, if you can't tell, we're going to be doing a T-Rex. So I'm going to go ahead and go through all the steps on how to draw a T-Rex dinosaur step by step. So if you'd like, follow along with me, or if you'd like, just watch the video for fun. So as per usual, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with the eye of my T-Rex. And this time I'm gonna make it a little bit different than I usually make my eyes, because I wanna make it a little bit, not menacing, but like maybe just a little bit more serious than my other drawings. My other ones are meant to be cute, but dinosaurs aren't really what I would consider to be cute usually. So as you can see, I have this little hill shape. And then what I'm gonna do is inside of that hill shape, I'm gonna draw a U. But you can see I still have a little pointy coming off that side and a pointy coming off of this side. Then I'm going to make a pupil inside of here, or rather a circle. And then inside that circle, I'm going to do a little bitty line like that, because dinosaurs have kind of like a cat eye thing going on. So now that I have that part done, I'm going to draw an eyebrow. Not like the eyebrow that we have, though, like an eyebrow that would be the bone above the dinosaur's eye. Because dinosaurs don't necessarily have hair. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna make the dinosaur's eyelid really quick. So I'm gonna come off of this little line. I'm gonna draw that little piece of the eyelid. I'm gonna draw another one underneath it, because every reptile is gonna have this eyelid around the eye to protect it from anything that might get in there. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to draw some little scales right above that eye. You can draw as many scales or as few as you would like. Typically, to save time, I'll just do a couple of little sections where I do a grouping of scales like that, and then I'm done. Like, then I'll move over here and do a couple over here. It just saves me the time of having to fill this entire dinosaur in with scales. So now that I have that part of my T-Rex, I'm gonna go ahead and draw his snout. Now, his snout is gonna be pretty large, as you can see. So it is a lot larger than just his little eyebrow right here. And if you wanna kind of see a good measuring system, I would take this little eyebrow shape right here. I put my fingers on either side, and I'm gonna put one right there. And it's like I have one there and probably like a half right here. And that's about how far out you're gonna want that snout to go. Then I'm gonna draw another little hill right behind that eye, and that's gonna be the other eye over on the other side, but you can't see it. You can just see the eyebrow on that side. So this just helps you to create some perspective on your T-Rex. And then I'm just gonna draw a couple of little circles for the scales on that side. Now that I have the snout shape, I'm gonna bring that down a little bit further, and I'm gonna make a point on the edge, because dinosaurs have this kind of like a point right there. It's just where their mouth comes together. Then what I'm gonna do is, it's not like a smile necessarily. It's definitely a little bit of a U shape, but it comes up like this. You can make this into a smile if you want, or if you want, you can make it into a frown if you want an angry dinosaur. Personally, I'm just gonna leave it kind of flat, because if it's a little bit flat, it'll look neutral, just like your dinosaur is looking that direction. Then the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw another line, and you see how I came to a point right here? You wanna make sure you come to a point right there, because I'm gonna draw teeth in here later. But first I have to draw the bottom jaw. So to draw that bottom jaw, I'm gonna come down. I'm gonna make sure that it stops short of this. If you have this line and it comes all the way out here, it's gonna look like your dinosaur has like a huge chin. So you wanna make sure that your second jaw, that's the bottom part, comes down just short of this little hook that we made earlier. And then I'm just gonna make a point. And if you look, it's just like I drew almost like a rounded rectangle on the bottom here. And that's gonna be your bottom jaw of that dinosaur. Now I'm going to draw a little bit of a nostril for my dinosaur, because he needs to be able to breathe, and that looks pretty good. And then inside of here, you want to draw your teeth. So for me, I'm going to draw all these little triangles, but I'm going to make sure they're pretty well spaced apart, because I have to draw these triangles that fit in between them on the bottom. So see how that made that zigzag in between those? That's why you always make sure that you leave a little bit of space between these teeth. And now it looks like he's opening his mouth. And I'd say that looks pretty good. Now the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do some details. So I'm just gonna do some circles up here right by the nose. And as I said, you can add as many or as few of these as you like. Some people may even decide to fill their entire dinosaur with scales, and that's totally okay. If you do fill your whole dinosaur with scales, it will look way more realistic than if you don't. But if you want to save time and just go through this video with kind of an easy set of details, this is a good way to start, and it will look more realistic than if you didn't have any scales at all. It almost looks a little bit like freckles or kind of like a giraffe. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of a detail right on the lip that you don't have to add if you don't want. This is something that reptiles have right now, and it's actually a set of scales that come in a line right above the top lip. And all I'm doing is I made this line to make kind of a banana shape there, and I filled it in with these lines. So it almost looks like there's more teeth there, but really those are another set of scales. And then I'm gonna do the same thing on the bottom. And those scales are kind of like the lips for a reptile. All right, I would say he's looking pretty good so far. Now I want to draw the back of his head, and I'm gonna have it go back this way, like that. If you make this little curve too close to your eyebrow, it's gonna look like your dinosaur has a very, very large head and a very, very small neck. That is going to look super silly. So you wanna make sure that this curve on the back of the head goes backwards far enough so that it will actually look like that curve could support the head of your dinosaur. Then the same thing is gonna happen right here. And I'm gonna start kind of in the middle of the jaw. I'm gonna go down and out, just like that. And you can see now it looks like there's a lot of muscle to that neck. So it could actually hold this dinosaur's head up. And you can see I'm adding more scales back here. This is just details to make this guy look more cool, more realistic. People don't really know what these guys would have looked like. So you can add really big scales, you can add really, really small scales. You can add as many or as few as you like. And there you have it. This is going to be my T-Rex. And I know you couldn't see me drawing those last couple scales. They were a little bit lower down than my camera shows. So I'm just going to go down so you can see my whole T-Rex. And that's him. He looks pretty cool. And if you want, you can add more details or less details, or you could even have like a bird hanging out by him or another dinosaur hanging out by him. I will be doing more dinosaurs in the future though. So if you want to wait and then draw a bunch of these dinosaurs together, that might end up looking really cool. I hope y'all enjoyed this video and we have some excellent dinosaur drawings.